This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
State of Origin Game 1 gets underway tonight in Sydney, New South Wales versus Queensland. And you know how much these states hate each other when it comes to this rivalry.
The passion is crazy.
I really get into it. I find myself always going for Queensland for some reason. Maybe it was back to the Wally Lewis days when he was playing and he was seen as, a god in that realm of things.
Yeah.
But it will rate its head off here in Perth.
Oh, yeah, for
It will
sure.
be as big as any TV show this year.
Oh, I better watch it then. Not in a million years.
Oh,
Not in a million.
I know.
Not in a million. I just don't have any.
No need for
it's
it.
no surprise.
And Natalie, where do you stand on it?
I'm not a rugby league girl. I just don't get it. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not that interested. I love sport. I'll watch all sorts of sport, but it doesn't do it for me.
I normally don't watch the rugby league, but I watch the State of Origin and their grand final because the intensity goes up a level.
You've always
I've
loved
never
states
seen.
hating each other, though.
Always.
You've always loved it. Just pitting
They
states
do it really
off against
well,
states.
and I know a lot of people, and it's brought up every time. Like this week, I've already seen on people's Instagram. Let's get a guide on whether AFL should come back as a State of Origin series.
Well,
And
the problem
it will never come back.
Because the problem is there's more than one state, more than two states that play. The thing about the State of Origin is it's a predominantly Queensland, New South Wales game.
Yes,
I
it
know
is.
there are teams in other states, but that's where the
That's where
passion
it's at.
lies. That's their heartland. We're split between too many, and so it doesn't quite work. So who would play? Victoria and who?
Yeah, most definitely, Nat. I know there's more. So there's that point, and there's also the point that we've moved so far from it in clubland and from an AFL perspective, they don't want people getting hurt. So if they do have a State of Origin, sorry, Nathan, or they decide to do some kind of exhibition game, they throw it at the end of the year type of thing.
And it becomes
it's not going to have the
second-tier
same
thing,
fight.
'cause
It's not going to have the same
All
passion.
the good players are
You
rested.
know how they're playing for the state, right? They're not really. You know what I mean? Like you are all from the state. I feel like if they put something on the table that is of worthwhile, then I would be interested. So say if every state in Australia were fighting for the GST, that I'd watch.
You're a
Because
GST
you
fan,
would.
aren't
No,
you?
because you would like. I mean, everyone wants it. Everyone wants it, and everyone wants to protect it.
So the battle to the death.
Imagine that. How invested would we all be?
You'd
Like,
see
put
some
real
carnage.
things on the table. Let's fight for things our states want, and let's get them. That's
Bit
my
more on
thoughts
the
with
line
sport.
with there.
There'd be a lot on the line. There's no doubt about it. So anyway, that'll rate its head off on Channel 9 tonight. You'll be able to check out all the action. And if you were reading the paper today or saw the news yesterday, you would have seen that John Todd, famous WA football identity, it's passed away. And I say identity because he was an amazing coach, first coach in Western Australia, coached 700 games.
That's amazing.
And of course, as a player, he played about 130 odd games in his career. He did his knee after the second year of his league tenure as playing as a senior footballer, but in the first year as a 17-year-old, he won the Sandover medal as the best
It's a
player in WA.
17-year-old.
Wow.
17. Far out. That's extraordinary, isn't it?
incredible.
Yeah.
So that was was that his first proper year?
First proper year, Nath. He
Wow.
goes straight into the league. He wins the competition.
Harley
And
Reid, was he?
Yeah, well, better. Clearly better, because Carly Reid's not going to get anywhere near the Brownlow medal. He wins the medal, and the way he found out is he was going to go out for I think he was going to go out to the movies, he was saying, and he decided...
Probably the drive-in.
Probably drive-in, and he thought that he would stay home just in case he thought he had a pretty good year. And then he tuned into the 9 o'clock news, and they announced at 9 o'clock...
So
on
was
the
he not
news
old
that-
enough to go to the ceremony? Was that the problem?
Well, I don't think they had a ceremony when they
okay,
invited
right.
people. I don't think they just did a count.
And you had to wait for
Maybe they worked
and
out-
you had to wait for the 9 o'clock news.
and they announced that he had won the Sandover medal as a 17-year-old.
And then his mum made him go to bed.
I'm not kidding. 9 o'clock? I don't know. What, 7:30?
That's
Oh,
amazing.
I'd celebrate, but you're in bed at 10:30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I used to see him down when I used to go and watch Waffle games, and he coached Swan Districts in South Fremantle a lot. And geez, he could give a spray with the best of
Yeah,
them.
he's one of the
'Cause
famous
he's got
ones,
the old
isn't he?
time. You know, our parents like the old
The
time
fire
stuff
and
where they have a go at you.
brimstone. Yeah.
The amount of times that we all heard my nana use the word the C word at a football match, like yelling at players, umpire, other people.
Yeah.
that's the unbridledness that generation has, don't you
Yeah.
reckon? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't care what came out of their mouth.
First coach to
love
coach
it.
the West Coast Eagles. Got him to the
Yeah.
finals in his first year. He's
Great
been an
shot.
absolute
Amazing.
superstar. So
Yep.
lots of thoughts for
R.I.P.
the
Yeah,
family. Yep.
Valet, John Todd, extraordinary.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Yeah, let's head over to the cricket and
I'm getting off the bus.
Barbados.
World Cup,
But
Nathan,
you want to
come
go to the
on.
West Indies, don't you? The Caribbean.
Yeah, we'll go there to the West Indies. But
Maracas.
when we go to the cricket, I'll just stay at the
That's
hotel.
fine. That's fine, mate. No worries at all.
Yeah, because outside there's like palm trees and sun and stuff.
Yeah,
Done. We don't need
Go with
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Australia kick off their campaign tomorrow morning. They're up against the
Against the
powerhouses
powerhouse.
of Oman. I mean, that's just going to be a waste of time. But anyway, that's
The what?
Oman. It's a
Oman.
country.
Okay.
They're really going to play them in cricket.
Okay.
And they're going to beat them, and it's just going to be
Well, so
embarrassing.
why are we doing it
Don't
then?
be-
If we
But
all,
here's the
He's got to
thing.
get through the preliminary rounds, you know.
They're probably still not going to play their A team because travelling from the IPL, India's Premier League, over to the Caribbean. Remember, we were talking about the fact that they didn't have players there,
Yes,
and, they had
and
guys
then
that come
everyone
out
was
field.
playing. Yep.
Yeah, so Mitchell Starc took 62 hours to travel, and most of the other guys travelled. Travel time was around the 2-day mark. They lost bags the whole way through. Some of them were getting bags left, right, and centre. 62 hours, Nat. How does that
I
work
got to
out?
Jamaica faster than that.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
Which was always like their
From here.
bat bag, their
Yeah.
ball bags,
There's the ball
Nathan.
bags, the bat bags,
their bat bags,
Pad
their,
bags.
their pad bags,
pad
The
bags,
bag
the box bags,
box bags,
box bags. Very,
bag of
very
box-
heavy.
bag of boxes.
Very heavy. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy, have you guys lost any bags?
Never. Don't tempt me.
I
with
haven't-
that. I've been delayed all over the place, but I've never lost a bag.
I've never lost a bag, but one was delayed by 3 days, and that was it was in New Zealand,
Yeah.
and it was 2 days or 3 days anyway, and it was when it was snowing and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like
you
that. So I
didn't have
rocked
your
up there.
warm gear.
So I literally just had like a hoodie and a pair of tracksuit pants on. I didn't even wear a shirt under the hoodie. Get off there, it was freezing.
Freezing.
We've lost your luggage, and they kept on saying it's going to be here this afternoon.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 days
Let's
later.
string you on.
But that was fine though because they gave me an emergency pack of clothes, which was a t-shirt and a pair of shorts.
Oh, that should cover
And
it.
it's like, shouldn't you check the destination of where you're
Yes.
flying to and have the emergency clothes ready for that
Maybe.
Where's your
destination?
backpack puffer jacket?
Like, yeah, like, you know.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on to what I was going to talk about. What was that? Oh, it's Harley Reid. Here we go. I lost track there. Of course, he got the 2 weeks, and it was upheld at the AFL tribunal. They said it was excessive force when he threw him
Yes.
down.
So that's what they were trying to argue it down
Yeah.
on, saying
To a-
it was
to a
medium
medium.
force. Yeah.
So he'll miss a couple of matches, and the Eagles have got a bye in
What's
there.
the
So
bye?
it means that he's not playing until the end of June.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
Well, we know what they're going to do
Oh,
this
they'll put it on
week.
the
If
back
the West
page of the
Coast
paper.
Eagles don't go well, what's
Yeah.
going to happen?
Yeah. What?
No Harley, no Eagles.
Yep.
And then the Great Messiah comes back the following week if they
Yeah.
can play and win and play Essendon away and do very well. So this just sorts itself out.
It's writing itself. You're right.
It
Yeah.
certainly does. And if you're into the NBA finals get underway tomorrow morning. Boston Celtics have been the best team in the competition probably for a couple of years, and they're against the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh,
So that'll be a
alright.
big game. Luka Doncic, as I said last week, signed that 5-year deal. Sorry, he's up for the 5-year extension for $354 million.
Oh, pray for
Isn't it
Luca.
amazing the people like that make that money, and then you hear stories 10 years later that they're broke?
Yeah, I know.
It's like how could you go through
Yes.
hundreds of millions of dollars?
It happens a lot
They
in the
pay all their
NFL.
because they
Yeah.
pay all their posse, and
Yeah,
then they
that's
just
right.
go
And
hard.
they fritter it. It's like people that win lotto, and that you go, you've won $40 million. How can you be broke 5 years
So
later?
say for
it
how,
happens
what,
all the
what was
time.
his contract? Was it?
He's up for a 5-year
yeah,
extension. A max contract. It's $354 million.
So say you've blown through, you're down to 200 million. Do you discuss
mean,
it
it's
with your
got-
partner? Like, oh, we've only down. Do you realise we're down
Nathan,
200
it's
million?
taxed, so
Yeah,
you know.
okay, you're right. So
yeah.
it's basically all
Yeah,
gone anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.